Okay, so first thing you need to know before starting this tutorial is that this is a slightly advanced technique. So if you don't know enough about text animation in After Effects, I suggest learning it from scratch first so you can better understand what we're going to do today. You can learn it on your own, or you can join my online school where I teach After Effects from scratch, including in-depth text animation and much more. The link is in the description. All right, and now let's create the first composition. We can call it Master Comp and use the full HD preset, or you can just copy all the settings you see here. Next, we need to create the text. To get the most out of this effect, it's better to use a long sentence, but not too long, since it can give the viewer a headache if you plan to use this animation in a real-world project. Okay, so I'm using the Poppins bold font, and for now, I'll set the font size to 40. The most important thing is to make sure the paragraph is centered. Once that's done, we can align the text to the center of the comp. Now we need to create a rounded mask. So let's select the ellipse tool, and while the text layer is selected, hold Shift and draw a circle mask. Awesome. Now let's open the Safe Action Grid so we can see the center of the comp, then double-click the mask and align it to the center. Great. Now we need to make the text use the mask as a path. Open the path options and select the mask we just created. Once done, make sure reverse path is turned off. Okay, now the interesting part begins. We need to spread each word in 3D space. First, we need to enable the per character 3D feature for the text layer. Awesome. Now that's done, we can add a new position animator to the text and adjust the range selector so the text moves closer to the camera. For this, we need to change the Z position axis. In my case, I'll set it to -2000. Great. Once that's done, our next mission is to create the spiral effect. For this, we need to set the shape of the animator to ramp up. Right now, as you can see, the spiral is structured by characters. In our case, we want it structured by words. So let's change the animator to be based on word instead of character. Awesome. Now we're already getting closer. To better understand what's happening here, let's switch the view to Custom View 3. As you can see, our words are now spread across different Z positions in 3D space. Now we can create a camera and build an interesting animation. But before that, let's see what to do in case we need to change the text. Let's say you want to add more text or increase the font size, like I'm doing right now. I'll set the font size to 60. What controls the look of the 3D spiral is the text mask. So select the mask, and while holding Shift and Control, scale it down. As you can see, we can now decide how the spiral will look. If you change the text, this is the first thing you should adjust to keep a nice result. Okay, now let's save the project to secure all the progress we've made so far. With that done, we're ready to create a new camera and animate the scene. Choose a one-node camera, and for the camera lens, let's go with 35 mm. Later we'll change it and see how it affects the scene. All right, now open the position of the camera and use the Z axis to move it closer to the beginning of the text until we no longer see the text. I'll set it to -300. Great, now let's go to around second 6 and move the camera backward. Place it somewhere around here where we can see the last word perfectly. This creates a nice zoom out animation. Now let's make it a bit more interesting by adding rotation as well and use the Z rotation axis. I'll start by figuring out how the end of my scene should look. At this point, I want the last word slightly on the right side. Great, I'll create a keyframe here. After that, let's go to the beginning of the animation and see what we can do there. We can zoom out in the preview to find where the first word is. Here it is. Let's rotate the camera so this word appears on the left side. We can set it to -60 degrees. Great. Now we've finished animating the camera. We can ease the keyframes and see how that looks. Looks great. Now, let's see what to do in case you want to adjust the text after the animation. For example, I want to adjust the tracking of my text here. Maybe your font feels too condensed and you want to increase the tracking. As you can see, the look of the scene changes a bit. In this case, I'll go to my last camera keyframe and adjust the rotation value to fit the new text design. Then I'll also adjust the rotation at the beginning of the animation. Okay, everything looks awesome. And now we have only one issue left to deal with, which is making the text disappear once the animation is finished. Because we want the focus to be on the final words, and when the text at the beginning is still visible, it becomes harder for the viewer to focus on what matters. To make this quick, we can add a new opacity animator. Set the range selector opacity to 0, and then change the shape of this animator. Let's try ramp up. We actually need the opposite direction, so let's switch to ramp down. Yes, that's perfect. Now, we can animate the offset to make the text start disappearing. First, set the offset the way you want it to be at the end of the animation. We can set it to 0% and create a keyframe here. Now let's go backward to around second 4 and make the text fully visible by setting the offset to -100. Now, the text is fully visible at the beginning, and from second 4, it starts to disappear. The only disadvantage of this method is that the text layer becomes slightly transparent because the opacity animator is set to 0. In my case, I'm fine with that, but if you find a better solution for making the initial text disappear, I'd be happy to hear about it. All right. Now, with that done, let's convert our text to 3D. First, change the 3D renderer to Advanced 3D. Great. Now open the renderer options and lower the settings since we want the scene to render faster. We don't need extremely high quality here. Now, let's find the geometry options and increase the extrusion depth. This will make the text real 3D. A value of 15 looks good. Awesome. Now let's improve the look of the scene by adding a new environment light. I like using environment light because it allows us to control the direction of the light and how it affects our 3D text. This way you can create more interesting shading on the text. Okay, now once we're happy with the animation and the look of the text, we can open the camera options and add depth of field. If you're watching this tutorial in the future using a newer version of After Effects, you should already see this option. But if you're watching from the current version, you'll only see it if you install the beta version where this feature is currently available. Even without depth of field, the scene will still look cool. In my case, I'll set the aperture to 20. Now, we need to make sure our text is in focus at the end. For this, we need to adjust the focus distance. To know exactly where to place the focus, we can switch to the top view to see the scene from above. From here, we can clearly see where the last word is positioned. As you can see, it's right here, so now let's adjust the focus distance until it matches that position. Great. Now let's see what we've got. I think we can increase the aperture to get more depth in the scene. All right. Once that's done, we can preview the animation from the beginning to the end and see how it looks. Note that it might take some time to preview. Of course, depending on your computer. In my opinion, it looks good, but I would like the letters to be placed a bit farther from each other. To do that, I have a nice trick. Let me show you. First, let's double-click on the camera and change the lens to 15 mm. A wide lens will distort the scene and create a more exaggerated camera angle. To see what I mean, let's stand at the last keyframe and adjust the camera position. I'll set it to -2300. As you can see, the words now appear farther from each other. Now we just need to adjust the first keyframe as well. In my case, I'll set it to -130. And one important note, don't forget to adjust the focus distance as well, because changing the camera lens also affects it. So once again, let's stand at the end of the animation and use the top view to see where the camera focus is relative to the last word position. I'll bring the focus distance closer to the camera. The aperture also changed automatically, so for now, let's set it to 5. Okay, I think we can increase the aperture again to get more depth. 15 looks good. Okay, so with that, we've finished the tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.